o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, tea time!
Anytime it's tea time now. Have a cup of cheers.
Welcome everyone to Tea Time. That's a time for teaching, encouragement, and admonishment with the love of Christ. Alright, I'm using my cell phone today because I want to use the Amplified version. And I'm using Bible Gateway. If y'all don't have Bible Gateway on your phone or your laptop or computer, I advise you to get it. It's wonderful. It gives you almost every version of the Bible. I'm doing this is from Acts chapter 11, verse 22. The news of this reached the ears of the church in Jerusalem, and they sent Barnabas to Antioch. Now right before that, let's go back. And the hand, the power, and the presence of the Lord was with them. The hand of the Lord was with them. What does that mean? If God were to sit on his throne and reach down from heaven and put his hand on someone, it's almost like he's knighting them. He's empowering them. He's saying, I am with you. I give you the power. I give you the authority to do that which I have called you to do. And so if someone says, the hand of the Lord is upon you, I think sometimes parents say that to children, or pastors say that to youth, and they're like, what does that mean? The hand of the Lord is on me. They're like, okay, is that like he's against me? He's going to try to correct me? He's trying to get his hand out there and so I can't hit him? No, that's not what it means at all. I remember my sister, when I was little, I was trying to hit her, and she was so much taller than me, she put her hand on my head. So I thought for years that the hand of the Lord upon me meant that he was just trying to correct me. He was trying to keep me from doing whatever it was I was doing. But when I started to do a study of it, and when I read Acts this morning in my own time with the Lord, I realized the Amplified gets it right. It says the power and the presence. And that word power can also mean, I believe, authority. Many times power and authority, or vice versa, when you do the translation. So God's giving whoever he's putting his hand upon, he's giving them the authority and the power to do what he's called them to do. And as his presence goes with them, that means his power goes with them, his strength goes with them. That it's not just them doing something. I want to do a couple of other things. Let me finish reading that verse. And the hand, the power and the presence of the Lord was with them. And a great number who believed turned to the Lord for salvation, accepting and drawing near to Jesus as the Messiah and Savior. I believe because the hand of the Lord was with them, they were able to bring people to Jesus. They were able to bring about salvation in those people's lives because when they spoke, God's presence was there. God's power was there. God's authority was there. And it convicted their souls that they needed a Savior. It let them feel God's presence because the presence was with the people that were speaking. There's several verses that correlate with this. Going back into the Old Testament, 2 Kings 3:15. But now bring me a harpist. While the harpist was playing, this comes from 2 Kings 3:15, like I said. The hand of the Lord came upon Elijah. Now what happened after the hand of the Lord came upon him? And he said, see, he spoke, this is what the Lord says. Make this valley full of ditches, for this is what the Lord says. And he goes on to say something. He didn't say anything until the hand of the Lord was upon him, because then God gave him the authority and the power to speak what he wanted them to speak. And 1 Chronicles 28:19 says, all this David said, I have it written, I have in writing, from the hand of the Lord upon me, and he gave me understanding in all the details of the plan. Again, the hand of the Lord was upon him. Ezra 7:6. This Ezra came up from Babylon. He was a teacher, well versed in the law of Moses, which the Lord, the God of Israel, had given. The king had granted him everything he asked. Well, and last one I'm going to read, but there's more, there's many more. You can look up the hand of the Lord and just Google it. It'll give you a whole bunch of verses where it talks about this. Ezra 7:27. Praise be to the Lord, the God of our fathers, who has put it into the king's heart to bring honor to the house of the Lord in Jerusalem in this way, and who has extended his good favor to me before the king and his advisors and all the king's powerful officials, because the hand of the Lord, my God, was on me. I took courage and gathered leading men from Israel to go up with me. Now, many times when the Lord directs you to do something, if his hand is not on you to do it, then it might not be God's timing. But when you have to confront somebody, I'm saying this really just to pastors and to teachers primarily, But when God says, go and speak to someone, go and talk to them, and you feel his hand upon your head, don't be afraid of that feeling. That's God letting you know supernaturally, I am with you, my authority is with you, my power is with you, and my presence is with you. And if God's power and authority is with you, his hand is upon you, then you don't do things in your own strength. You do them in God's strength. So today I wanted to let you know, the hand of the Lord is upon you for favor, for courage, for encouragement. Not because he's mad at you, and not because he's trying to rebuke you and keep you from hurting him or hitting him like my sister was trying to keep me. His hand is upon you for good. His hand is upon you so that his power and his presence is with you, and you can do that which he's called you to do. Thank you, and y'all have a wonderful afternoon.